Hi guys, welcome to another Buzzin walkabout here on Buzzin Pattaya. And as you can see behind me, I'm grinning because I've got to be honest with you, there are some times when you live in a place that you look back over your shoulder, you think, wow, this is where I call home. And I have to say, look over my shoulder, I'm at the top of the Pattaya sign, the Pattaya City sign that's illuminated in the evening. And I've come up here because it's a wonderful day. The sun's beaming down, you can see it's on my bonnet there, it's like shining like a Balisha beacon. But nevertheless, it is a fantastic place to be. And if you've not been up to the Pattaya City sign before, guys, come up here. I'm going to show you in a second when I spin the camera and show you the views. The views up here, absolutely breathtaking, they're phenomenal. And of all days today, there's not really a breeze going on, which is not helpful because obviously I'm melting. But anyway, so today I want to talk to you today about a question I've been asked quite a few times now. I thought, well, obviously a lot of you guys are pondering on this, so I thought, well, let's deal with it, let's get it over and done with. And I'm going to talk to you about it from up here, and that is, where have all the girls gone? And you might be thinking, why is he asking that question? It's a bit of a silly question, they've gone home, but have they? And what is the future here regarding the girls in terms of when they come back and the live streaming issues that we've had? I'm going to go through all of this with you and talk about this. But I thought, what a great place to do the opening from, and that is up here at the Pattaya City sign. And if you're not sure where to go or how to get here, go along the waterfront edge, go past where the Ballyhigh Pier is, right up the hill, and you will see the entrance up here to where you get to the Pattaya City sign. And if you're really not sure and don't want to be adventurous and try and walk up here, just get a motorbike taxi, you know, it's cheap as chips. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around because look at this, it is just stunning. It really is unbelievable. I want to turn the camera around and let's talk about where have all the girls gone and what is the future of the girls. When are they going to come back? How are they going to come back in terms of what are we going to incentivize them with in order to come back? And you might be thinking, well, that's stupid. Obviously the tourists are going to come, but a lot of these girls now are using online social media and stuff like that. So maybe the shutdown that we've experienced will showcase to them another option rather than standing hugging onto a pole for hours and hours of an end. So anyway, enough about me. Let's not look at me. Let's turn this camera around and just take a second to look at this stunning view. Okay, so here we are at the very top of the Pattaya City sign, and let me just spin around and show you that. There you go, this is where we are at the Pattaya City sign, and let's just pop it up. There you go. So I'm right at the very end, and honestly, if you want to come up here and get your selfies or your pictures, I mean, just look at this view. It really is, look at that, beautiful, incredible. And you can see right the way over, if I just move along a little bit, you can see right the way over to Naklua. And you know, right the way further in the far distance over there, if you look through that hole there, that's over towards Lam Chabang, the shipping port. So you can see for miles and miles and miles. And in front of us there, that's the pier that the speedboats pick you up from, and the ferry boats take you over to Koh Larn. I'm going to go over to Koh Larn soon, wait for my missus to come down. I'm going to go over there and spend some time over there with her. Now, in case you've lost your bearings, just to clear that for you, now you see over there, that is the Siam Design Hotel. I did a video about that recently. Right in front of us there, that building, hang on there, that is the Hilton. That's the Hilton, and at the very top of that building you can see there, that is their Horizon Lounge, which is magnificent if you want to go for an evening sunset and watch the sunset. And of course, the much talked about and the purpose of our video today is Walking Street. Look at it there it is in all its glory. And you know, we're going to talk about what's happening with the girls in a minute. And then sadly, just here, look at that, it is an eyesore, isn't it? I've got to be honest with you, I mean, it's spun up a little bit, you know, I mean, it stood there right at the very top. Look, there's just nothing going on, no indication of when it's going to be taken down or who's going to take it over or anything like that. It really is an eyesore. And as you can see now, you may not know this, so I'll quickly talk to you about this, but you see the green building down there, that one there? Well, that is a automated car park. So basically you put your car in there and this robot picks it up and parks it, and then later on you go back the other side where you can see the cars driving towards us on the far side there, and brings the car out that side and you drive off again. How cool is that? And right down below now, you see that blue swirls, that area, that used to be the speedboat dump. They used to bring all the broken speedboats and leave them there. Awful, really was awful. Stank of diesel or whatever it is they put in the boats. But it was really awful. But you know, you can see now, in fairness, it does look nice. It really does. And out there you can see all the boats And some of those, you see the ones right in front of us that are there, over there, they're seafood restaurants. And you can go and sit on those and enjoy an evening's dinner. There's set times, I believe it's 2 hour slots, I think. You get 2 hour slots, 5 till 7, 7 till 9, 9 till 11. And you can go and enjoy your dinner on one of these boats. And in the early hours, back in the day, in the early hours, you would see literally hundreds and hundreds of paragliders. They would go out to those pontoons you can see in the far, far distance. To see right over there in the distance there, over there. Those pontoons, they would fire you up in the air, whiz around on the boat and drag you along. And that would be going like 10 to the dozen in the morning. So, but there you go. So this is our city. Look at it. Beautiful, beautiful. I've got to say, it is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. So the question, where have all the girls gone? And it's a good question because, you know, obviously when this situation first occurred in terms of the lockdowns, we never anticipated that it would be a year, almost a year and a half later, and we would still be no further better off. And of course, you know, there's been a lot of talk lately about the live streaming. And as you may or may not be aware, that there's been arrests being made and people have been having their equipment confiscated and huge fines being handed out because it's been deemed irresponsible and illegal to live stream in a room with the girls that sleep in the same room because that's where they live. I don't know, you know, I don't know. Maybe you like the live stream, maybe you hate it, but one thing it did do and was trying to do was put money on the table for these girls. You know, these guys that own these bars under immense pressure. You know, they've got pressure from the landlords. The girls need feeding, they need a roof, they need a room, you know, accommodation, a roof over their head. They've got their own financial worries where they've got to support their families and their children, etc. So, you know, it was a horrible knock-on effect. And the live streaming, in many ways, helped with that situation. And let's face it, whether you like live streaming or not, they're sleeping in the same room they're stood up in. It's not exactly any different. So, you know, if you've got 5 or 6 girls sleeping in one room, and that's okay, but they can't stand up and try and earn some money, that's not okay. I don't know. But the point being is it's been shut down. And there seems to be no indication as to when or if that's going to be allowed to carry on again. Now that knock-on effect means a lot of these girls that were still here have now actually physically gone back up into their village lives because there is absolutely nothing here for them. So when this first happened, when the lockdowns were first implemented, nobody really did anything. No one went anywhere. They all kind of like huddled around and thought, well, that's okay. It'll only be a couple of days or a week or a couple of weeks, and then we'll return back to normality. And obviously the initial lockdown, they didn't go anywhere. Then we had the period of time when things were open and normality, albeit there wasn't many people here, but the normality resumed. And everything was appearing to be okay. I'm going to give you one last look at this because we're going to go up the steps in a minute. Incidentally, not that I'm counting, but there's 42 steps leading up and down. Well, obviously up and down, they're the same bloody steps. Oh, I amaze myself sometimes with the stupid. Do you know what? I did a video the other day in Soy Bucal, and I said, oh, I wonder what this round building is going to be. And there was a huge Korean barbecue sign on it, and I didn't even see it. And I said, I wonder what it's going to be. And everyone's giving me some saying, have a look up there. So anyway, I'll try not to do that again. So yeah, so going back to the situation. So a lot of the girls stuck the first lockdown out. Wasn't really an issue. Then came the second one. If you remember, that was on New Year's Eve. I mean, what timing? What timing could you have given to do that? It was crucial. It was crucial. All right, so I'm going to go there. These are steps I'm on about. There you go. Look at this bad boy. Good job I'm fit now. Hey, all this cycling's paid off. Any other day I'll be huffing and puffing and, oh, it must be raining, breezy, and my lord. Now I could run up and down these for fun. Well, actually that's a lie. In fact, I am actually getting out of breath. Damn. All right. Whew. Okay, I lied. 1 second, that was harder than I thought. Whew. Right, so let me just spin the camera around. So we're at the beginning of the P. All right, so, damn, That's knackered me out. All right, so like I say, New Year's Eve, what a day to do that. What an absolute car crash day. But they did it, and no one could do anything about it. 1 second. Let me go and sit down here. Oh. Now when you come up here, be very careful, because you will see the dogs. There's one under there and one over here. You know, they're normally pretty good, but just be wary of them. Don't take it as a given they won't... oh, the gimbal's gone tits up. Yeah, don't take it as a given that they won't be a bit upset to see you. All right, so I am actually going to go to Walking Street in a minute. We'll ride down there, and what I'll do is I'll put the camera on, show you the route back down, and at least you'll see where we are. I won't talk during that because obviously the camera's on the motorway. So yeah, so New Year's Eve. Let's go down to Walking Street and we'll carry on from New Year's Eve. Back in a second. All right, I'll show you the route back. I'm going to stop talking because it's going to get windy. This was a lovely little cafe one time, this hut here, you see the hut? That used to be a lovely little restaurant, but they closed them down sadly, which is a real shame because it was lovely. And just here you got the lighthouse, and we're just gonna whip round the corner here. There we go. I think my bike's gonna blow up one of these days. Can you hear the engine? Anyway, and there's that eyesore in its full glory. Look at it, awful building. I mean, it would be amazing when it's finished, but obviously that's a stalemate. Okay, so let's head back further down. Let's head towards the automated car park. Come down here at night time and all the skateboarders are here, all the kids doing their thing. Fair play to them. Not something I'm going to be doing, and no, don't even think about a challenge. That's not happening. And this is that car park I'm on about there. That's the automated car park. Park your car in there, the robot picks it up and takes it away, and hopefully brings you back the right car later on. And if you get a free upgrade, take the car and run. I ain't joking. Okay. Okay, so let's carry on the conversation. So where have the girls gone? And I'm just starting at the top of Soi 16 now. This used to be a rock bar back in the days. Brilliant. 2 pool tables in there, great music, loads and loads of freelancers. And now I believe it's called the Razz Walking Street Pattaya Club. And as you can see, they're very busy here doing a lot of roadworks, a lot of improvements, all the cabling's disappearing, etc, etc. So we were at New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, things were looking good. Everywhere had prepared for what was going to be a New Year's Eve party celebration, and bang, they came straight in and basically they just took everything away in a fell swoop and closed us all down again. So when that happened, that was the first real, what I would call a trigger warning. That was the first one. Because then a lot of girls started to consider, well, what am I doing here? You know, I could be home with my family. You know, maybe some of them have got sponsors that are sending them money, etc. And they were thinking, well, why do I need to stay here? So they were heading back home, which I don't blame them, you know, to be fair, I don't blame them at all. And so quite a few of them went back. Probably about 30%, 40% of the girls headed back home to their families, and the remaining stayed here. And we soldiered through until we were released and we were allowed to go back out and resume the new normal. And it was okay, you know, before this current lockdown, it wasn't too bad. You know, yes, there were a lot of girls here. No, there wasn't a lot of tourism, obviously, and there wasn't a lot of customers, obviously. But nevertheless, the vibe was good. People were out enjoying themselves, doing stuff. So it wasn't all doom and gloom. But then the final nail came. The final nail in the coffin was the current lockdown that we're in right now. In terms of, you know, there is no light at the end of this tunnel. So a lot of the girls, particularly now that they've been told they have to stop live streaming, a lot of these girls now have all gone back home because the bars can't sustain the accommodation and the food for obvious reasons. So they are struggling themselves. And at the end of the day, you know, you have to feel for these people. They, you know, they've got families back home, they've got people they're supporting. So there is a lot of financial pressure on these girls. So they've headed back home. Some of them have got sponsors, etc., and doing the best they can. So that's left the bars in a really tricky situation, simply because they've got no girls now. And we'll talk about when we reopen in a minute. But in terms of where have all the girls gone, another issue that we're facing is this OnlyFans website and other websites where girls can upload photos and videos, etc. A lot of the girls now are using Instagram and trying to filter customers through to their private pages and stuff. And these are paid galleries. But you know, I have to commend the girls. I think fair play. fair play, you know, they're doing what they need to do in order to get some money to feed their families. And remember, they're under huge pressure. A lot of the families rely on the income from the girls to sustain a living back in their villages, so they are under a lot of pressure. But nevertheless, the girls have latched onto this OnlyFans, and now, I mean, I know girls myself that I do photos for that have openly said to me, Kunti, I am not going back to work in the bars. And you think to yourself, wow, you know, some of these girls were working in some of the real high-end go-go bars here. They were earning a lot of money, and I'm talking like 100,000 plus a month. Yes, you heard me right, 100,000 plus a month. And if you're kidding yourself thinking they don't earn that much, you're kidding yourself. Trust me, some of these girls are earning a fortune. Hello. So at the end of the day, for them to give up that kind of revenue gives you a real true indication as to just how much money they're making online. Unbelievable. So of course, you know, don't forget, we all talk. So the girls talk to each other. Oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Really? Yeah. I'm earning lots of money. Wow, I can do that. Yeah, you can do that too. And so all of a sudden you're faced with the issue that a lot of these girls won't come back. So that's where they are. A lot of the girls that aren't doing this OnlyFans and all that other stuff, they're still looking for customers using the online dating apps. You know, they may not have photos and videos, but a lot of these people go onto these dating apps, these websites, and they look for customers. And again, this situation has put them in a situation where they can say to themselves, well, hang on, why do I need to go and standing in a bar, clinging onto a pole for 8 hours a night, 10 hours a night, when I can just find myself people online and get my customers that way? And unfortunately, that's what they're doing. So again, you know, we're back into another situation as to what is the logic, what is the reasoning for these girls to give up the comfort of their own accommodation, their condo or their room, wherever they are, doing their photos, doing their videos, organising to see customers via online dating apps and websites. Why would they come back? You know, if you were in their shoes, what would you do? Because I know what I'd do. I'd think to myself, well, hang about, you know, this is my decision. I work when I want to work, how I work. I get the customers I need. Why do I need to go back and stand on a pole? Why? And, you know, to be fair, I wouldn't blame any of the girls if they opted against that and said, no, I'm going to stay at home now and work for myself. I really wouldn't. Whether some of them will do it or not, I don't know. I guess a lot depends on how much money they're gaining from these online dating agencies and from these photos and videos that they're selling. So I don't know. But what I do know is we're at the end of Walking Street now, so what I want to do is turn the camera back around, head back up towards my motorbike, talk a bit about stuff that's going on here in Walking Street that we've seen, talk about a couple of options now that the girls have got left, excuse me, and we'll call it a day. So of course, there you go, at the Stones house in front of me. If you like your live bands, your live music, absolutely 100% a go-to place, without a doubt, absolutely hands down. All right, so we've talked about the girls now. We've talked about online options, using photos and videos to gain an income. And we're going to get into a situation now where a lot of these bars, obviously we know they can't live stream, so that income funding has now disappeared, putting the bars under huge pressure. Will we see a lot more bars closing because of that added pressure? Truthfully, I hope not, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of them did go. I really wouldn't. And you know, I hope they don't. So now let's fast forward. Let's just say that they have now allowed us back out to play and that we've got back to normal, whatever the new normal will be. So who gives? Do the bars employ the girls and hope that you guys that are at home watching this video come out here and support this city and come back to holiday? Or do they sit tight and wait and say, well, let's see if anybody does come here? Because again, you know, you guys out there, the hoops that you're having to jump through to come out here, you know, I'm going to really shoot myself in the foot now. I wouldn't do it. I genuinely wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. I think it's too much to ask of you guys. It's expensive. They're not making it easy. It's just one thing after another after another. So if you don't come out, I don't blame you, but that really will be the final nail in the coffin. Talking about developments, there's a lot of talk about Walking Street's closing and changing. There you go. The Simon Beer Bar Complex. Now these places I can see these being knocked down. How you doing, buddy? I can see these being put away, and maybe a nice open plan restaurant, an open air cafe, I don't know, but I can see these things going because they're not really all that, are they? Let's be honest. It's a bit of fun, but in fairness, walking through all that with them shouting and screaming at you, not really my cup of tea. So you're there, sat there now as a bar owner, and you're thinking to yourself, well, we need girls because we're going to have customers, but if the customers don't come, we've got to pay all these salaries. So all of a sudden, it's a proper squeeze. And of course, you've then got the issue about the girls. Where are they and will they come back? Because there's going to be limited amount of bars available, and the girls will have options because there's a limited amount of girls. Will that mean the girls can drive a harder bargain? Can they demand more money for doing the work they do? Is that an option? Is that something they can do? I don't know. I mean, especially where we're walking now, Walking Street was historically very expensive at the best of times. So if they put those prices up, wow, would you pay any more? I don't think you would, truthfully. You know, when I look on our chat group and I look through Discord and I look through all the channel comments and that, you know, already a lot of people are saying that it's just so expensive now. And not just in Walking Street. Yes, of course, we pay the premium price here because you're in what is effectively the one place that put this city on the map. But having said that, you know, it's still expensive. If you go over to LK and Cybercow and all around them areas, it soon adds up. And I know we got some of you guys sat there saying, I don't give a damn. I've saved up. They've cooped me up for a year and a bit. I'm going out there and I'm going to have some fun. And I don't blame you. Fair play. And I hope when you do come over here, guys, you know, hit me up. Let's have a beer together. Can't wait to meet so many of you. You know, I've got some fantastic people on this channel. I really am very blessed. So, you know, to have you guys out, it would be fantastic. And they're definitely needed. So I suppose when you look back now, you think about the girl situation again. Obviously, there is that aspect where the girls are in control because the bars need the girls more than the girls need the bars, particularly if those girls are ones that are earning an income through these live streamings from home, these dating websites, this OnlyFans thing where they're selling photos and videos. You know, all of a sudden they're in a very commanding position, and the bars are then going to be in a war. You know, you imagine being a girl. Right, boss, how much are you going to pay me? Oh, I'll pay you, I don't know, 300 baht a night. Okay, but the boss next door say you give me 350. You give me 400, I come work for you. Then you say, flippin' hell, all right, okay, I'll pay 400. And then she goes to the guy next door and says, oh, boss next door say you pay me 400, you give me 450, I come work for you. You know, it can easily get like that. And then the bars are in a no-win situation because A, they need the girls, and B, they'll have to put the prices up to compensate for the additional salary. I mean, you think if it's another 100 baht a day, let's just say, and let's make it easy figures, that they've got, it's an extra 100 baht a day, and let's say there's 20 girls there. So that's 2,000 baht a day. That's 60 grand, 60,000 baht a month revenue required just to compensate for the girls' demands. And if you don't pay it, will they come back? Don't know, what do you think, guys? Bit of a mess really, isn't it, to be fair? What do you think? Where do you see the breaking point? When do you think enough is enough and that we will resume whatever the new normal will be? And what will happen in terms of the girls? How do you see the future panning out regarding girls coming back? And will they come back? How many? Incidentally, I mention this place all the time and I never get tired of mentioning it. I'm sorry if you are. But the Hot Tuna Bar, oh man, what a fantastic place that is. Brilliant live music, definitely one of my go-to places. So let's keep heading up. Sawadee Cup. Okay. So I'm getting up towards the motorbike now. This is the famous spot that I told you about a long time ago. You may have missed the video where I lost my motorbike. Yes. Never did find it. Never ever did find it. And I had to stand there and make one of those horrible pictures where you point at an empty space as if say, that was where my bike was. Yeah, Soy 16 right here in front of us where those orange cones are, the bollards. All right guys, so there we are. That's my thoughts on will the girls come back? I don't know. What do you think? I think if anything, it's going to be a very testing time. I really do. And it's going to be a whole game of cat and mouse. But this time, who's the cat? Is it going to be the bar manager? Is he still going to retain control? Or is it now a switch in the pendulum and it's the girls that are now the ones in control and they dictate the terms? Who knows? One thing I do know is that luckily for me, I'm not in the situation where I'm going to have to find out. All right guys, so I'm just going to return back up here to where my bike is. Incidentally, where I parked my bike, who remembers X Zone? X Zone, who remembers that? Now if you remember X Zone, you've been here a long time, or you've been coming here a long time, and my Lord, what a place that was. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, you missed out. And I'm just going to spin around the corner and just show you where it was. That's where I parked my bike today. And I'll just show you. All right, here we go. Just here, where it says the best hip hop R&B club. There used to be stairs there that would take you up into X Zone. Damn. Right guys, let me spin the camera. Okay guys, so there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. So beautiful views earlier on there from up by the Pattaya City sign. Absolutely stunning. And as you can see in Walking Street, they're doing a lot of work. They are busy repairing it and making it look good, ready for when you guys can eventually come out here. Fantastic. All right guys, that's it for me today. Please, as always, remember hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Join our members area. More and more members are joining now. I'm getting to speak to lots more places. They're going to give you lots of freebies, lots of giveaways and discounts. So have a look at that. And if you haven't already, please join our Discord group. Our Discord group is going from strength to strength. We've got over 2,000 people in there now, which is amazing. And it's all in different sections, different platforms, so you can choose what group you want to speak into, etc., etc. So have a look at that. All right, guys, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. And please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.